What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, The Hot Commodity, joined by my friend and co-host. Introduce yourself, sir.
What up, guys? Chris here, talking about Bash in Berlin. Um, uh, yeah, this is good to be back on here. I've been back on the podcast now full time for a while. Um, kind of happy because I'm gonna take a break from Twitter wrestling wise. So it's good to be, still active. Um, saying whatever the hell I want to say without any
Yeah. No
comment.
censoring here. Fuck Twitter and fuck all the people that are, trying to censor. Everyone has an opinion on what they want to say, and you don't have to agree with it, but it's an opinion, and we all have one. And it doesn't make your opinion better or less than anyone else's opinion.
As
It's just
long
your
as
opinion.
Look, I love opinions. I will always have a good debate. As long as you're not threatening or saying anything really personal about like people, like you can have an opinion, you can say
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Yeah, no, we know better not to cross those boundaries. So it's just like people are just dumb.
yeah. Well, that's the world we live in today. There's really no boundaries. You can just look up anybody, just search a live stream of any place, anywhere, and you see that, which is cool. But people have just lost their respect and their common decency, especially when they're online, because they think that they can't ever be found. But half the people wouldn't say what they say in person online. So tough people, I guess. But speaking of tough people, we're actually gonna what?
And I would.
Oh no, I know you would. I'm sure you would, but a lot of the people, you're not saying things like, I hope your mother, like,
You shouldn't have to fucking like it's just ridiculous, bro.
yeah, it's a little bit much, but you won't get that here. We're uncensored and we're respectful of the, athletes and then everybody else, but we will give our opinion and, you know, we won't wish harm on anybody. But we are covering WWE Bash in Berlin 2024 live in Berlin, Germany. This is the first pay-per-view event held in Berlin, so I'm excited uh, to see what the crowd was going to do. And we open up with the WWE Champion Cody Rhodes defending against Kevin Owens. Interesting that this opened the card, but I understand they didn't want to have the two title matches so close to each other. The both men shake hands to start. Um, Kevin Owens launches Cody Rhodes off the apron into the railing on the floor and lands a frog splash off the apron. Cody hits a disaster kick for a two. Cody lands a Cody cutter for a two. Cody Rhodes jumps to the top rope, but his knee buckles. Kevin Owens looks to attack the knee, but chooses not to. Kevin then kicks at Cody's knee on the floor. He goes for a pop-up powerbomb on the apron, but Kevin Owens doesn't. Kevin does land a stunner for a 2 count. Rose lands two crossroads, but Kevin Owens is able to land a third stunner for a two. Cody lands a crossroads and hangs on to the WWE Championship. After Cody offers his hand, Kevin looks pissed, but Kevin decides to hug Cody. We both got 10 points for that match. We knew Cody was going to win, but I thought we were going to get a turn here by Kevin Owens, but obviously they're not doing the same thing. What do you think?
I mean, it was a good match. I have a problem with the ending. I have a problem with Cody hitting crossroads, kicking out. Kevin Owens hits two stutters, kicks out, but then hits dude, WWE has failed when it comes to protecting finishers. You know what? Don't even call these moves finishers anymore. It's called signature maneuvers because the way that they have like we have Gunther, and we'll talk about this later, but we have Gunther kicking out of RKOs. What? We have
Yeah,
we have CM Punk kicking out of Claymores, even though it was a strap match, but they did it at SummerSlam. Like, what? Like they don't do a good job protecting these finishes. And I mean, don't get me wrong, like it does be like sometimes when it's right, like for example, if you protect these finishers for so long to the point where like nobody kicks out of finishers, the one time they do, it's like then it's like no, like okay, like this can really go either. Like, but when they do, like the after the first finisher, I sit there like one, two, like it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah.
When you see a finisher, you're like one, two, and then they kick out. Like it should be
Oh shit. Yeah.
stuck with that. And that's what happened with this match. And that's what happened with this pay-per-view. That's kind of why I did. That's my people are gonna shit on me and say, why didn't you like it? Guys, this is why.
Well, I do agree. Like when you're doing finisher after finisher, it kind of takes away from that finisher being a serious move and also from the excitement of, oh, are they going to kick out? They could have done something different for the ending, I think, instead of doing that false finish that they tend to do. But I don't really know what they're doing here with Kevin Owens at this point. I get it. He didn't want to screw over his friend, Cody, but there comes a point in time where it's like, where is your character going? Right now, it's just him doing the same stuff. And this match didn't really do anything for him. Like, I feel like if he turned heel, then maybe it would have been a bit different. But there's really just no. I'm not excited about either of these guys after this match. But next up, we have the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships on the line. The champions Alba, Fyre, and Isla Dawn defending against former champions Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. And this match um, was one that we both didn't get any points for. We thought that Alba and Isla were going to win. During the match, Alba lands a tornado DDT to Bianca, knocking Jade Cargill off the apron. I thought that was going to upset Jade, but it didn't. Jade ends up landing a jackhammer to Isla Dawn. Alba headbutts Bianca. Uh, Bianca and Jade land a co-breaker German suplex combo, and we have new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions and Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. We didn't win any points for that match, and I felt like they should have turned Bianca heel, but at least they're champions, and they didn't just lose and have them, fail. So, what do you think?
I'm so surprised. Sorry, there was a murder in my city. I'm just kind of looking at it through the local news. But
It's a bird, it's a plane.
I'm so sick of this Bianca and Belair, Jade Cargill. So how many times I need to say this, and like I feel like I say this every time I bring these two up. I just give up. Until these two turn on each other, I'm done talking about them. Why are they winning another tag team title? Why? Is there has
Well,
had a great first match at that.
what scares me though is
You
that
don't need to have the first big match at WrestleMania.
I get it.
Off, but you do not have to have the first big match. Look at Punk and McIntyre. They had a match at Third Lane, out of all places. Like you really think that's not a place you have a like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm surprised they did that match there.
I
Like
think
WrestleMania, you don't have so is Jade and Bianca, but you don't have to do it. I think they're saving it for something big, and it's like it already. Like they lost the tag team titles. Bianca has every reason to turn on her at this point. Like I don't get it.
I think the only thought for why they're gonna push it is to give more story to it. I get it. Bianca has a reason, but if you really want to care about it, like really care, you have to add story to it. I do wonder, obviously, Alba and Isla only won the titles because it's in their hometown. So I wonder with Gunther, now that they're out of this Germany, Northern or Eastern Europe countries, I wonder if he's going to hold on to this title. But we didn't win anything here for this match. Next up, we have the strap match: CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. Drew attacks Punk behind the match and behind the back before the match, and tosses CM Punk over the ring steps and onto the table. Punk lands a GTS and then whips Drew with the strap. Um, CM Punk backdrops Drew McIntyre onto the announce table. Drew attacks CM Punk with the chair. Drew hits a Claymore, but CM Punk rams Drew McIntyre into the chair that was set up in the corner. Drew McIntyre then power bombs CM Punk from the ring through a table on the floor. Uh, CM Punk applies a sharpshooter. Drew McIntyre taps out, but clearly that doesn't stop the match. Drew lands a neck breaker, puts on the bracelet, and lands a Claymore. After CM Punk hits GTS, and then he lands 4 GTSs, takes the bracelet, and CM Punk touches each turnbuckle. CM Punk defeats Drew McIntyre here at Bash in Berlin. And we both got 10 points for that match. We both thought Punk was going to win. But what did you think of the actual match itself?
I thought it was hard hitting, personal. Like it was really good moments, but like I don't like the strap matches being touching the four corners.
Me too. I hate that.
I don't like that. I like the type of strap match like MJF. The one he had with MJF. They mentioned every single strap match. I thought it was funny. Michael Cole was like naming all the people he beat in strap matches, and I'm in my head like MJF at Revolution, and he was naming. Oh god, this
That
face.
was the dog collar match.
Yeah, whatever. And I was like, dude, MJF at Revolution 2022. Like, uh,
I wasn't a big fan of the match.
really? The MJF one?
No. This CM Punk and Drew
Oh,
McIntyre.
yeah. This match, it wasn't like anything special. I thought their SummerSlam match was better. I don't know
Yeah,
if Seth Rollins added something special to it by him being the special guest referee. Maybe it was Seth Rollins. I don't know, but I thought it was the first match was better.
I
Now,
just feel like I don't know. Like I like CM Punk and I like Drew, but I just don't think Punk is as good as he
with
seems.
Raw, with Raw, and I know I'm getting a little ahead. I know we watched it. We'll cover that next, but like we saw it on Raw. Like, what's? I mean, we know like they're gonna have another feud, but what's really next for Punk and Drew? Like, is Drew gonna get stale after this? Like, I hope not. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of like interested, intrigued to really see where Punk's direct future is because he's doing great stuff with Drew. I know he's Punk or Seth is he's gonna do another program with Seth. We just gotta see when.
I just think they have two different styles, and I think Seth and Punk will be better. I just feel like Punk is just like he doesn't really compare to Drew. Like Drew would kill CM Punk if they really fought. And the other thing is that everything that Drew says about Punk is kind of true. Punk does attack him from behind, Punk, he proves Drew's point. Now I'm not saying that, Drew is right about everything. Drew does the same thing, he attacks from behind. But it's just like at some point, it's like when the bad guy is making sense, it's like I'm kind of like, well, I don't really, you know.
No,
And I like Punk. I like that he's back. I do think he's a good wrestler, but I just don't think he can wrestle with everybody. He needs guys like MJF, Seth Rollins, guys that are his similar size. Because no offense, but Drew McIntyre would annihilate CM Punk.
you said what? Say that again.
I said I feel like Drew McIntyre would annihilate CM Punk. You
Oh,
know?
really?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
So it's just like I know it's not real, but when you have someone that you're supposed to feel sorry for and like an underdog, he's not doing underdog things. He's like attacking from behind. He does lose quite often. Um, but yeah, that's my take on CM Punk. Next up, we have Dominik Mysterio and the World Women's Champion Liv Morgan taking on Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. And this is where you, my friend, unfortunately, your prediction didn't come through here. Damian Priest attacks Dominik to start the match. Dominik lands a tornado DDT. Damian lands a broken arrow. Dominik asks Rhea Ripley for a hug, but then Rhea slams Dominik and applies a triangle choke with her legs. Liv lands a code breaker to Rhea, and then Damian lands a flatliner. But then this is cool. The Terror Twins hit a double Razor's Edge to Dominik and Liv, but then the Judgment Day run out. Liv lands a sunset flip power bomb into the railing to Rhea Ripley. Finn Balor attacks Damian Priest. Dominik hits a 619 frog splash. I thought this was it, but it was a 2 count. Priest pounces JD McDonough into the announce table, and then Damian Priest clotheslines Dominik on the table, and Rhea hits Liv Morgan with a riptide. Rhea Ripley and Damian get the win, and Rhea, most importantly, has pinned the world's women's champion. So, what do you think?
I want Rhea to pin me the way she pinned Liv.
I'm Dave.
No, this was a good match. I really thought they would swerve us here and have the heels win.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I just want to see what's going to go on with Finn and what's his face, Damian Priest. But it's gonna be good. This was good. Not bad. Not bad. I get not really much to say. It was good.
Yeah, a decent tag match, but nothing spectacular. Our main event, the World Champion Gunther defending against Randy Orton. This is a really hard-hitting match between the two. I didn't know. I knew Gunther was going to win, but it went back and forth. Gunther ends up getting the win after applying a sleeper hold on Randy Orton. Orton passes out. After the match, though, they do shake hands, and Gunther has respect for Orton, and all is good in Berlin. What'd you think?
This was, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of got distracted with this match because the Ohio State football game was on. It was their kickoff.
Yep.
It was their first game of the week or first game of the year. So I didn't see too much. But like I talked about earlier, what I did see didn't impress me because back and forth, the Gunther's chops are just fucking insane, by the way. Randy really took those really well. Randy looks great. The crowd was really into it. Obviously, Luke Kaiser got a crazy pop when he did his little intro. I enjoyed it, but I just can't enjoy people kicking out of the RKO.
Yeah.
Like people kicking out of shit. Like like that finisher especially should be protected. Especially how every single person worldwide knows RKO. Like when people are like, yo, RKO you, like they know every single, you don't have to be a wrestling fan to recognize the 3 letters RKO. And like, so,
I get it, man. I feel like it was kind of a hard thing here because we knew Gunther was going to win, and we really like Randy Orton. We want to see him win, but kind of knew it wasn't going to happen. But I do think that he put up a great fight. This is a great match from Randy Orton. My question for you is, what was your favorite match from Bash in Berlin?
probably the KO Cody match, and I don't like Cody at all. I hate him, but it was probably the only match that felt like a good wrestling match. Punk and Drew, if it was a regular match, probably would have been it. But I like Randy and Gunther, but I don't like. I don't know. That one was. I feel like it's just a rerun because Gunther doesn't like the way they just didn't like the way their match ended at King of the Ring. So they just felt like, oh, let's just run it back. At least with like Cody and KO, maybe this could go further.
Yeah. I like that match too. That was my favorite match of the month.
Roman Reigns, when he comes back, he'll do shit with like Solo.
So, yeah. But remember, Solo said that whoever wins, that's who he's going after. So, but speaking of that, though, I did win my title back, so I will hold on to it and
Vacate for a little bit.
show it off. It is on the hot commodity right now, and we'll have to see with Bad Blood what happens. But with that, we've covered all of Bash in Berlin. We'll be dropping our Raw recap. We've got SmackDown, AEW Dynamite, All Out is this weekend. Or no, yeah, All Out. I was getting confused with All In. That Blood's happening in October. We've got the move to I think SmackDown moves to USA September 13th.
I believe this is the last Friday night on Fox.
Interesting stuff. So I'm excited. Obviously,
Oh, my bad, it's Thursday.
couple more until then, but we will still be here covering all of that. So until next time, stay safe and stay uncensored.